How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. And of course, this video is on the Garmin Tactix Delta, and this is going to be my real world kind of review or overview on this specific watch. Pretty much where I have been with it, what have I done with it, is it recommended, and then certain, aspects or little things that I enjoy about this watch that really, I would say, increase its value for really what it is. So we're going to pretty much dive in that, and all the meanwhile, probably off to the side somewhere, I'm going to be just rolling clips and footage of all kinds of crazy stuff I've put this through. So mainly, in my use with this, I am active duty military, as most of you know if you're subscribers, and I put my items, or at least daily items, through a lot of hard use. Mainly because I am literally always using them. Specifically, this watch I use every single day in my career, and it's, I would say, definitely necessary. And honestly, if I didn't have a watch, I would be fairly lost or limited if I didn't. So originally I used the Garmin Tactix Bravo back before this model. Of course, this is a Delta. I skipped the Charlie and went straight for the Delta after that. But the Bravo was like kind of an eye-opening experience to me, really seeing what the capabilities are and, wanting more out of it. And this definitely delivers more. So mainly what I like about this from the Bravo is the construction of it. They really kind of dialed it in. The Bravo was a great construction-based aspect. Did a very good job on the casing, waterproof. I mean, I'm pretty sure it literally says thermal, like military, thermal shock, 100 meters, sapphire, and DLC coated, which is pretty cool. I mean, you're talking about very extreme, situations you can put this watch through and you're not going to have any issues, including like salt water or just water in general, or even just like the bezel wearing off a lot of the time, the coating will. This one, so far, that's actually just dust, as you can see specifically in there. That's just mainly dirt and stuff just because I put it through a lot. So construction, I like it a lot. It's not bulky at all, especially on the wrist. There is no hard edges that like dig into you that's like kind of annoying or anything like that. It's fairly pleasant. It is a little bit thick, but honestly, I have smaller wrists in general. I just do. And it's crazy because you see this large, reasonably large watch on my wrist and it looks fairly big, but honestly, I get used to it. I sleep with this watch, and normally, people can't do that and have something bulky, on their wrist, but it's completely doable. Going on to items that I use a lot. Now, of course, you have your, back glow like I just hit, and you can program all the different buttons to do different things. So one thing that I use all the time, I'm always accidentally like bumping my watch, and then it's accidentally like changing stuff out all the time. But I have mine set if you hit this top button and this button here at the same time, you lock the device. So none of the buttons work unless you do the exact same action again. Really nice, because if I'm moving around a lot in gear and stuff, sometimes these buttons get pressed, inadvertently or accidentally. So let's get into some of the apps that I use frequently. If you hold that top button down, it'll kind of give you to this scroll wheel. And as you can see, you have power off, stealth mode, which I use quite a bit. It's kind of like airplane mode for the watch. Like if you're going into a specific area that you don't want anybody listening or having your data projected back and forth GPS wise, hit that on and it pretty much just stealth or blocks it out. Next is battery saver. So it says 21 days. I'm getting about 18 to 19 with moderate GPS use, which is pretty good for a watch that has immensely a ton of stuff packed inside of it. So now if we go to battery saver mode right here, I'll click it. Normally it's 80 days. on battery mode. So just pretty much watch mode only. No GPS, no like heart rate monitor, nothing like that. You're just using it as a watch and a timer. It'll do about 80 days, which is significantly a lot, in my opinion, compared to the older ones. I use timers a lot. You can set different functions to do different things. For example, if I'm here at the home screen, just looking at it, if I hit this button right here and hold it, it immediately takes me to my timer. And then I can adjust up or down to whatever I prefer, hit yes, and then I can change it on the fly, and then I just go ahead. So as it's counting down, it shows you how long you're on your timer for, how long it's been, and then what the current time is. Nice upgrade. The Bravo did not do that. It did not give you the current time, so then you'd have to like back out of this, which you can if you want. You can always, you know, back out and go back to the main home screen. Wow, it's still running too, but the Bravo, it was just more difficult to do so. Alarms, of course, night vision mode. I have a video dedicated on that, so if you want to see that, I'll throw it in the description box below. Do not disturb. And then sunset, which is pretty nice. I use that feature quite a bit. And then find phone, of course. You can literally find your phone if you don't know where it is. Hit it, it'll ring it. But mainly what I do is if I wake up and I'm ready to go to work, it's so handy to literally scroll down like this and hit the weather app and see what it currently is, which right now it is not Bluetooth connected. So that's why it's giving you that error. But as soon as you turn your Bluetooth on, it'll go back to being normal. As you can see, as of this date, that's when it was updated. But you can scroll through and see hourly of the whole day of what, you know, the temperature is going to be like, if it's going to rain. And then you also have a daily, which is very nice too. I use this every single morning waking up. It's immediately there on my wrist. Speaking about solar basis. So as you can see, there's a little bit of blips in there that have been used, but I have not really used the solar function. The solar function is around the outside. There is a, if I can get it to focus, there, see that kind of orange amber ring? That is the solar. So particularly, this does not, in essence, charge your battery. It kind of maintains it, in my experience, through this. Sunset, I really enjoy this too. It literally gives you where you're at in time scales, and then you can go up and down by days to see when it was, which is awesome. I use that a lot. ABC functions, of course. Sleep tracking, awesome, very detailed oriented. And then last, activity, steps, health stats, you know, all that kind of stuff. Getting into very detailed, stress, you know, very impressed with, honestly, the capabilities specifically of this. GPS, which is also an awesome thing, is up here. I have it programmed. If you hold down this button, it'll give you, or give your exact location, wherever you're at, of latitude and longitude and MGRS, because I'm in the military. And then of course you have all these other features, including maps. So maps are pretty cool. You can hit them. I'm not going to do that. Not trying to give away my location just due to OPSEC reasons at the moment. But it'll bring up the map and you can navigate, and it is a full, pretty much, GPS. So the next question is it worth it? Well, I guess that comes down to what you are willing to spend. When I picked this watch up, it was about $1,100. For some of you, that's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But if you still want capabilities, you can always go back to the Charlie model, which is less. And then if you really want to go back, if you can find a Bravo, only thing you're lacking on the Bravo is you're not going to get that heart rate monitor. The Charlie and the Delta, you definitely will get that to track those, you know, sleep schedules and all that kind of stuff. And heart rate, which I have up here in the corner, it's showing 74, but it's not currently on. Especially this watch bezel shows everything, battery life, you know, calories, all kinds of stuff, weather, temperature, steps, and other stuff like that. So, like I said, is it worth it? Well, that's going to come down to you. I think it is. Would I repurchase this watch for $1,100 now knowing about this watch? Yes. Particularly, I would, but that's just my opinion because I use it every day and it makes my job easier in a lot of circumstances and a lot of different, situations that I come upon. Great watch. I would highly recommend it. If you can, pay it off over time, just get it and then make payments. I mean, I don't know how money situation is for everybody, but in my opinion, it's definitely worth it. It's held up to the abuse that I need it to, has not damaged. I have had 0 issues with this watch. And now the Bravo I had a little bit of issues with, but so far, out of a little over 6 months of hard use, really kind of putting it to the test, it's been doing really good. So like I said, recommended. I would recommend this watch. I'm going to continue using it probably for the foreseeable future. Even if they come out with a newer model, this does everything I need it to. Granted, the newer model is probably going to do better, but I normally slack on things. I normally wait a couple generations and then get another one, but that's just me. So other than that, if you like this kind of stuff and want to see more reviews, I'll probably do a year update, or if anything goes wrong with it, I'm definitely going to update y'all on this. So other than that, definitely like and subscribe. Consider being a Patreon as well. Patreon, I mean, they're kind of really getting into it and I'm enjoying it over there. I definitely get to your comments immediately. I get to, messages as fast as I can. Other things like that. I'm try to be personable with my Patreons, and plus giving them deals and then other behind the scenes content. Also, if you want, there's PayPal. You can donate that way, but if you don't want to donate, that's fine too. So other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed this and have a great day.